Welcome everyone to the Life, Love, and Money Show with Summer and
Ken.
and today we're going to be talking about 3 ways to lean into courage when you have a professional dream. Let's just jump right into this. So our first step would be evaluate and determine the level of risk you're willing to take when you have a professional dream, whether that means that you're going to jump right in, whether that means you're going to have a bit of a plan, or maybe you're the type of person that absolutely needs a full-on strategy. So, what are your thoughts, Jen?
I think risk is something that's really interesting because there's a lot of emotion involved where what's your comfort level? And in the finance world, we talk about risk tolerance. But if you're going to expect to elevate and get promoted or go to the next level, you have to understand that there is a certain amount and level of risk that you have to be willing to take. Otherwise, you want to stay comfortable. Comfortable is where growth doesn't happen. So understanding and embracing risk, whether that's a small amount or an enormous amount, is so important for you to understand that that's part of it. But not having that fear of taking that risk, that's where you're going to learn how to stretch and grow.
Oh, I love that because you are so right. In whatever we do, there's always a certain level of risk, but I think it's important to know what you're comfortable in regards to the level of risk you're going to be taking. Now, number 2, be willing to be curious. Now, this is something that's so meaningful. Ask yourself questions about, what it is that you want to do. What is it that you're passionate about? Do your research, but be curious. When we were little kids, we used to maybe say, why are the clouds blue? Why are there rainbows? Why are there skies? Why is the sky blue instead of the clouds white? Right. So it's like,
why? How come?
Exactly. Ask why. Keep being curious. Being curious is so important. I think as adults, we forget to be curious and sometimes even creative. So
Absolutely. I think this is such a great point. It's so simple, but yet so important. When we become adults, there are many of us that lose that curiosity. There's many of us that lose that childlike enthusiasm. And unfortunately, when you start going down that road, we are slowly dying inside. And so I love this number 2 thing about being curious. When you stay curious, you ask good questions. When you ask good questions, you get more insight. You learn more. You continuously stay green and growing, which is why staying curious is so important.
oh my gosh. Well, that's just a takeaway all in itself. You stay green and growing. Hello. I love that.
Yeah.
So number 3, don't be afraid to have a misstep. Okay. So you make a misstep. Some people call it a mistake. I don't call them a mistake because things a mistake, because many times they're missteps. And from those missteps, we gain, what do I always say, Jen?
Wisdom.
You'll hear me say that once or twice because it's something that I think is really important, that each of our experiences that we bring forth wisdom. We gain knowledge, we gain expertise, we gain insight. And that is so critical to know. Don't let a misstep be a factor that either paralyzes you, stops you, or intimidates you from going on. Remember, missteps are absolutely okay.
I love this because we've talked about this many times, but missteps are another form of saying failure, but we don't like that word. It's like the F word. So we call it missteps. And then we call it gaining wisdom. And I also look at failure as gaining feedback. Ooh. And so really what this comes down to, number 3 really comes down to changing your perspective and your mindset. It's all in how you're going to look at something. It's all in how you're going to ingest and embrace it. So it's super important that, are you going to be negative about it? Or are you going to look at this as an opportunity to continue growing, like we talked about in number 2, and looking at these things as like, hey, what did I learn from this? What are the things that I can gain from this experience? And that's what's going to help you continue to move forward in whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Absolutely. So we hope that you can take these 3 steps and apply them to your life.
Absolutely. So thank you for being here. If you love this topic, like this topic, make sure you hit the like button and make sure to subscribe. And more importantly, hit that notification bell so that you know when we have a next topic or video uploaded. Until next time, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Ciao.
Bye.